This is the Cooldown podcast. I'm Tyler, a coach who believes you can be strong, mobile, and human all at the same time. Around here, we don't glorify burnout. We train hard, recover harder, and talk honestly about what it takes to show up fully in the gym and in life. Let's break the mold, build resilience, and breathe through the chaos. This is your moment to slow down. Welcome to the Cooldown. Hey guys, welcome back to the Cooldown podcast. I'm Tyler, your host, and I am so excited to be here with you today. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If this is your second or third time tuning in, thank you so much for being here. I just want to say that I'm really excited to talk about this episode today because I'm calling this one that starting over isn't failure. It's a flex, because truly making changes or making a change in general can be super challenging. So I want to talk about all the things today. Let's dive right in. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your earbuds, settle into your walk. However you're tuning in today, I am so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. And real quick, before we dive into the episode, I got to tell you, I just got home from a girls' trip this weekend, and oh my gosh, it gave me so much life. I have not laughed that hard for that long in forever. I'm talking belly laughs, sore cheeks, literally almost peeing my pants kind of laughter for 24 hours straight. It was seriously the best reminder that life is meant to be lived, like really deeply, joyfully lived. Life is short. So if you've been contemplating a trip, book the flight, pack the bag, call the group chat. I'm telling you, go on the trip. Stop making time and finances the reason. Trust me, there are ways to work around this. And if you need travel advice, let me know, because it's been my life mission this past year to literally travel solo as much as I possibly can, and I don't regret one bit of it. Also, side note, a few weeks ago, I lost my voice at a concert because I sang my entire soul into the air like it was my job. And then I finally came back just in time for this girls' trip where I did the exact same thing all over again. I waited a couple days before I got home to make sure my voice was coming through. Sounds like it is, thank God. So if it randomly cracks or if you just kind of hear a weird sound, it's my voice and I apologize in advance. But anyways, let's get into the good stuff. Lately, I've been feeling like life has been pulling me in every direction. And not in a bad way, just different. Like maybe I'm supposed to be doing something else or chasing a different version of a goal I thought I wanted. I don't know about you, but I've been having a lot of what am I even doing with my life right now moments. Even when everything on paper looks fine, actually looks really fine. And I know I'm not the only one that feels like this at times, so this is exactly why I wanted to talk about this. This episode is for that weird, messy, beautiful middle part in between where you are and where you want to be. And trust me, I'm right there with you. It's about those moments where you outgrow the life you used to want and then feel guilty for that. That's so frustrating. So let's talk about it. It's about when you thought you had a plan and then everything inside you starts whispering, hey, wait, what if we want something different now? So scary when that thought comes up, but it's true. It's normal. And I want to say this loud and clear for anyone who needs to hear it. So listen up, friends. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to start over. And you're allowed to pivot, shift, and reimagine what success looks like. And as many times as you need to. Even if you spent your entire past decade dedicated to learning, trying, doing, mastering, investing, and building something specific, it's okay. We don't talk about that enough. We celebrate consistency like it's the holy grail. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, consistency is important. It's like really important. I'll admit it. That's how we get things going and done. But it's all about that self-awareness. So is the flexibility. So is being honest with yourself when something no longer fits anymore, especially when it's making you lose sleep at night. That is a sign that you need to pivot or at least tune in to whatever that gut intuition is right now. So I just want to give you a little background about myself and some context about how I feel about this and a little bit about what I'm going through in hopes to make this more relatable to you. But right now, I'm in one of the busiest seasons of my life. I'm coaching 20 to 30 plus sessions in person and online, currently building up my online business even more and restructuring my in-person business. My days start so early and they end so late, and I'm constantly juggling so many things. Client needs, my own training, emails, business decisions, hiring, future plans, content creation, being present, trying to make enough money to pay everyone, trying to make enough money to pay my rent. You name it, all of it. It's a lot. I love it, but it seriously is a lot. And even in this full, chaotic, nonstop season, I've truly found myself wondering, oh, hey, Ollie, if you're watching on YouTube, he just jumped up on the couch behind me and now he's hanging out. He's just so cute. Ollie, say hi. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. If you don't know, I have a multi-poo named Oliver. I call him Ollie all the time. He's 7 years old and he's truly my best friend. He is my partner in crime. And speaking of traveling, I take him on as many trips as I possibly can. He's truly my travel buddy. Okay, getting back into this. So even in this full, chaotic, nonstop season that you may be experiencing, that I'm currently experiencing, I found myself wondering, am I still chasing what I actually want? Or am I just staying on the path because it's what I said I'd do and what I've been doing? It's comfortable. It's a hard question to ask yourself, especially when a lot of eyes are on you. It's very intimidating. And also, especially when you're known for being someone or the one who goes all in on things and just does things, especially when you've already built something you're proud of. It's really scary to want to change those things. But growth doesn't always look like adding more. Sometimes it looks like letting go of something that used to fit that now doesn't. And that's completely okay. Honor that. So let's talk about the truth about starting over. Starting over gets this really bad reputation, like it means you failed. I called my mom this morning. I said, I'm an absolute failure because I literally want to change things. And she's like, Tyler, take a breath. What are you talking about? You're not a failure. Honestly, what I really think it means is I think it means you listened. You listened to the nudge in your chest. It's not failure. You listened. And if you listen to that nudge that's in your chest, in your gut, in your heart that says, hey, yo, this isn't it anymore, you've honored the fact that you've changed, that your values shifted, that you want something different now. And that is so brave. We all evolve. We're supposed to evolve. And if you're doing life right, you should keep evolving. You should want different things than you wanted in your 20s compared to your 30s or wherever you are in life. It can even be within a few months of each other. Or truly, you should just want different things in general as you grow and evolve. That's completely normal. And I'm here to remind you of that. You should outgrow habits. You should outgrow routines, even identities that once made sense. That doesn't mean you were wrong then. It just means you're paying attention now. I've had to learn to be more flexible with my own goals to allow room for seasons. Life is seasons. And trust me, it wasn't easy. Not every goal needs to be carried forever. Not every timeline is set in permanent stone. And just because something was once the dream doesn't mean you have to cling on it forever out of guilt or pride or fear of judgment. That was a hard one for me to swallow. But trust me, as soon as you accept that, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. And why does all of this matter for you, you ask? If you've been feeling restless or if you feel like your gut has been telling you to change something, if you're secretly craving a reset but scared of what it might say about you, this episode is literally for you. If there's anything you take away from this episode, it's that you are allowed to change. You are allowed to change. I will say it again. You are allowed to change as many times as you need to and want to. My goodness, I want to validate that itch that you've been feeling lately, if you've been feeling it. The one that says, I don't know exactly what's next, but I know I can't keep doing this. That's not failure. Again, it's not failure. That's wisdom. You're listening to your intuition, which is so tough to do. And I want to take a moment to talk about something that a lot of us don't admit out loud. The fear of losing people when we shift. The fear of outgrowing. The fear of outgrowing something and thinking, will they still follow me? Will they still respect me? Will they still like me? Will they judge me for changing? Will they still be my friend? Whether it's clients, coworkers, friends, family, or even Instagram followers, that fear is so legit. It's so real, especially when your career and your life depends on it. That can be a whole new level of anxiety and stress. Trust me, I get it. I am right there with you, sister or brother. But you know what's more real? The truth that the right people will support you. Think about that. The ones who are really in your corner, they're going to root for you no matter what chapter you're in. They're not just here for one version of you. And if someone walks away when you shift into alignment, that's okay too. Let them go. It might be hard, but just trust the process. And remember why you're doing it. Remember, you're doing this for you. This helps you. And that is important because the more you can help yourself and support yourself and love on yourself, the more that love radiates outside of you into the people around you, and especially to the people around you that you most care about. So let it be super obvious of the ones that stick around through the transition and changes. Lean on those people and keep them really freaking close. Let that light you up. Let that encourage you, because that's really, really special. That's the good stuff. Those are your people. We don't need to please everyone. You do not need to keep your life on pause because you're worried about being misunderstood. You do not need to stay in a job, a city, a relationship, or a routine that no longer fits just because you're afraid of disappointing someone who was only meant to walk with you for part of the journey. If your gut is asking for change and you know in your soul that you need something different, listen. Even if it's scary, especially if it's scary, that says even more in my opinion. There's so much power in starting over. I've done it so many times. Personal example, I graduated college in 2015 and I had knee surgery about 4 days after graduation, did a little bit of rehab over the summer, packed up my bags and moved to California, and I have never looked back. And if it wasn't for this transition and doing this move right out of college, I know I would not be where I am today. And I know I wouldn't be the confident woman that I am today and have the resources that I do now. There's so much that has changed me in these past 10 to 12 years of living here, and I won't regret that ever. This is helping me get to the next step. So just know that even if the next step seems really scary or like you can't see the vision, but it feels right and you know you should be doing it, you need to lean in on that. You need to go do it because it's going to lead you into the next best thing. So there is so much power in starting over. There's freedom, there's education, there's trust. There's this magical thing that happens when you stop forcing yourself to live a life you've outgrown and you come home to yourself again. So my final thoughts about all of this. Yeah, maybe you feel behind, but you're not behind. Maybe you're just beginning again, and that's beautiful. Starting over is healthy. Starting over isn't a detour, it's a path. And if this episode has been resonating with you, then you're already on the path, whether you realize it or not. Think about that. You're allowed to make a new choice. You're allowed to shift your focus. You're allowed to pivot, and you're allowed to stop forcing what isn't working, even if it once did. You're allowed to want a different life. Again, my goodness, you are the one living this life. Live for you. You are allowed to take your power back and say, actually, this isn't my dream anymore, and I'm ready to create a new one. Yeah, it might be tough. There's going to be a lot of things to figure out. It's going to be a little lonely at times, but just know it's going to be so well worth it. Trust me, again, going back to graduating college where it was super comfortable. I was near my family. I had a ton of friends when I graduated, and I packed up my bags and I moved to California where I literally only knew where the roads were. I had no friends here. I started a completely different job. I started working at a bank. My college degree is in exercise science. I knew I wanted to be a personal trainer. I knew I wanted to be in the fitness industry, and I knew I had to get my butt out here in order to start that career. This is where it all began for me. And if I didn't make this move, I wouldn't be where I am today, guys. So seriously, taking a risk is so healthy. And if you're listening to this right now and you're feeling overwhelmed by all of this, that's normal. And that's actually a really good thing. That means it's resonating. If you feel like you're standing at the edge of a cliff with no map or direction, I want you to pause. Take a beat, take a breath. You don't need to have it all figured out today. I didn't have it all figured out when I first moved to California. I knew I needed to move there to figure it out. You don't even need to have a full plan. You just need to take the next right step. And sometimes that next step is just admitting that you want something different. That's it. That next right step might be journaling your thoughts. It might be opening a blank notes app on your phone and just writing down all the random thoughts that come up. Could be something like, I'm ready to pivot and here's what I've been scared to admit. That's my favorite prompt. And it could also just be sitting and staring at a wall, dreaming about what could possibly be next in life, because trust me, I would know that's exactly how like all my dreams start. So it's just sitting and staring out into space and visualizing. So anyways, also, you can also rely on a friend. Text a friend and ask them, can I just talk about this without advice? I just need to get this off my chest. Like, this is what's going on in my mind. So the truth is you probably already know what you want. You're just afraid to say it out loud. But let this episode be your permission slip. You don't need to justify your gut. You don't need a 10-point plan to honor the whisper. The whisper is enough. And that whisper, it's your truth. If you're in a season of change, here are a few grounding thoughts to come back to. These are my favorite. It's okay if my life looks different than I thought it would. It's safe to want something else now. I don't have to stay where I'm not growing anymore. I trust myself to figure it out, even if it's messy. I'm not starting from scratch. I'm starting from experience. That one is a huge one for me because there's some things coming up in the future that I will be announcing soon. And it's very scary to think that I could be starting over with this extremely established job that I have. Whew, my heart just raced a little bit saying that, but change is good. So trust me, I'm speaking from my heart too. I'm not just speaking at you. I'm feeling all of this with you. So one thing that's helped me was remembering that hard doesn't mean wrong. Change is always going to be uncomfortable, even good change, even change you're excited about. So don't confuse discomfort with misalignment. Sometimes it's just your nervous system adjusting to expansion. Expansion is heavy. It's a crazy feeling, actually. And you're not crazy for wanting more. You are not ungrateful for changing your mind. Just like I was saying, I have this established job and now I'm thinking about changing everything up. And I feel a little crazy for that. But I'm not. And that's fine. You are not selfish for wanting to choose peace. Change typically comes with peace once you get through the messy. For real. You're not weak for needing support through it. This work, the emotional work, the reimagining, the beginning again, this is what growth feels like. It's tender, it's brave, it's scary, and it's so, so worth it. Like I said, moving to California was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. If this episode hit home, share it with someone who needs this reminder. Screenshot it, tag me on Instagram at tylerargento.fit, and let me know what part landed for you the most. Hearing how these episodes resonate with you means the world to me, truly. It reminds me that we're all figuring this out together. We're all just human at the end of the day, trying to figure things out. And if you're craving more support, whether it's fitness, mindset, navigating your next big life pivot, I'm just a DM away. Friend, I am your friend. Talk to me. And also, in regards to fitness, you can also find all my resources, programs, and updates at powerflow.fit on Instagram. Everything I share there is designed to help you move better, live stronger, mindset work, and build more confidence from the inside out. The truth is I might not have every answer. None of us do. But I've been through enough shifts in my life to know that you can move through hard seasons without losing yourself. You can change direction, slow down, rebuild, and still come out stronger. And if you ever need a reminder of that, that's exactly what I'm here for. As a coach, I take a lot of pride in this. I hope you leave this episode feeling a little lighter, a little more hopeful, and a little more ready to take that next step. Next small step. Whatever that looks like for you, you're doing better than you think you are, and I'm so proud of you. And you're allowed to rewrite your story as many times as you need to. That is my biggest takeaway from this. I'm going to repeat it. You're allowed to rewrite your story as many times as you need to. Seriously, you are. Rewrite it, redo it, reimagine it. No one's holding you back but yourself. You have the power to create what dream that you want in your life. Trust me, take it from me. I am so proud of you for being here. Thank you for spending this time with me. It means more than you know. I hope you got something out of this episode. Please send me a message and let me know what it is. Episodes come out every other Tuesday, so make sure to tune in then. I appreciate you being here. I love you, Power Flow fam, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Love you.